Hi everyone, my name is Pärtel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bondora. Welcome to the first live Q&A of 2022. Today, first I'm going to talk about the war in Ukraine, what Bondora has done and what we will continue to do in this situation. Thereafter, I'm going to answer the questions you all shared on Slido. There was a lot of them, nearly 100. And as a result, I'm not going to able to address every single one of them. So I'm going to focus on the most upvoted ones. If there was anything you wanted to ask and didn't have time to put on Slido, then please feel free to use the live chat. I will take questions from there as well. Over the past 2 weeks, we've all witnessed a cold-blooded attack on Ukraine. This attack on people and freedom must end now. And we can all do our part to support Ukraine and its people. Bondora does not have any operations in Ukraine, in Russia or Belarus. None of our business activities or plans are impacted. However, as part of the community, we are also in a position that we need to do our bit to support Ukraine and its people. For that, we have decided to donate to humanitarian aid organizations in Ukraine. Additionally, we are working with refugee organizations to provide employment options, housing, as well as necessary goods and services to the refugees from Ukraine who come to Estonia. Please do your bit as well. Today, Bondora is stronger than ever before. Although we haven't yet released our 2021 financial statements, I must say, and I can confirm, that 2021 was another strong year. We have continued to build up our capital base to make new investments. Additionally, over the past few years, we've hired an ambitious and experienced team. Now, this new talent and the capital will work toward a new ambitious growth plan. We will release a number of new products as well as go into new markets. We plan to nearly double the number of markets where we operate in. I'm excited that you're part of this journey, and I thank you for that. Additionally, I'm very proud of every single person at Bondora. They've yet again shown that we can adapt to any new situation. We've already gone through a number of crises. We went through the 2008 financial crisis, Eurozone crisis, Spanish recession, Finnish recession, Brexit, and the Corona crisis. We can adapt to any situation in the markets and in the world. If you have any questions or concerns, or you simply want to find out how you can support Ukraine, then please reach out to us and we'll answer or help you. But that's all from me. However, I'd like to go now to the questions on Slido. So give me a second and let me take them up. I'm going to go through the most upvoted ones and let's see how far we can go. So give me a sec. So here we are. First question is from Ricardo. Hello, Ricardo. And Ricardo is asking, how can this war between Russia and Ukraine Bondora Go&Grow investments? So that's a very good question, Ricardo, and I think a lot of other people asked questions that are quite similar. So first I want to confirm that Bondora does not have business in Russia, Ukraine or Belarus. So therefore there's no direct impact. In terms of economic relations between Russia and our target countries, Russia is only the 8th export partner of Estonia, making up approximately 4.2% of exports. Estonia moved away from the Russian markets already 15 years ago. Similarly, Russia makes up only 5% of exports in Finland. Spain, being much farther away, is even less impacted. Just as a reminder, although Russia's population is big and they've gotten a lot of press, its economy is over 20% smaller than Italy's and is largely dependent on mineral resources and energy. So the broader effect from this war in our target markets will not be different than in the rest of Europe. This will be mostly through higher prices of energy that affect consumers and businesses. However, with the size of Go&Grow, it's nearly impossible for the portfolio to be affected by this. So first, the portfolio is highly diversified with over 100,000 borrowers from different countries, from different regions, working across different industries. Also, all net returns above 6.75% are held back as reserves. And that builds a continuous or increasing risk buffer. Also, instant withdrawals are supported by high cash reserves as well as daily income from the underlying portfolio. So we believe that the impact on Go&Grow from this war is going to be minimal. So the second question is from Joao. Hi Joao. By the way, our chairman is called also Joao, so I'm not sure if it's him. Hopefully not. We can discuss directly as well. But Joao is asking, is my money safe on Bondora with a war going on a few kilometers from Estonia? Thanks in advance. So Joao, first of all, Ukraine and the war is as far away from Tallinn as it is from Berlin. There is, and since the end of the Soviet Union, has been no direct threat on Estonian borders. Estonia is part of NATO, and Estonia is part of European Union, and it's been like that since 2004. Also, Estonia is part of the Eurozone since 2011. Estonia is in the core of Europe. Leaving geopolitics aside, of course, we have a disaster recovery safeguards in place for unexpected natural disasters as well as macro events. Our data centers are in Germany and in the cloud. Our money is spread across a number of Eurozone banks in different countries. And since the beginning of the Corona crisis, a large proportion of our people are remote, which means that the location of our offices has no impact on our ability to provide a good service to our customers. So being ready for crisis is part of Bondora's DNA, since we were born out of the financial crisis of 2008. So let's take the next question. It's from Nikolai. Hello, Nikolai. Nikolai is asking, what percentage of investors in Bondora are from Russia, Ukraine and Belarus? Are you going to apply restrictions to investors from those countries? So we only accept investors from the European Union and the European Economic Area. Therefore, no additional restrictions are needed. We also run every single transaction through a sanctions list to make sure that nobody under sanctions is able to use or sign up for our service. So next question is from Deet. What are the plans for Bondora in 2022? So hello Deet. Deet, we have built up our team and cash reserves to implement a very ambitious growth plan. We're working on a number of new products and we're looking to at least double the number of markets where we provide credit in. As a reminder, we accept investors from all across Europe already. Among other things, we're looking to introduce a new product that will both benefit our credit customers as well as our investment product customers. And we will continue to invest in the customer service and the user experience of our investment products. The first priority there is on the Go&Grow app, which continuously gets updates and which we want to put in all the functionality you need to have in one place, so that the Go&Grow app is the only thing you need to start investing, manage your account, and take the money out. Many of those things are still in progress, and as the year goes through, we will be sharing updates as new things go live, either with our borrower products or things that our investors can directly use. So stay tuned. So next question is from Mr. Bank, who likes to run. So hello, and he is asking the IRR that we show on the public statistics page will soon fall below 6.75%, meaning lower interest rates sooner to come, he's asking. Do you fear a bank run? No, we don't fear a bank run. The IRR shown on the public statistics is only for loans since 2009. So everything since 2009, every country, including Slovakia, we've ever done business, is included in this figure. Go&Grow, however, has only invested since Q2 of 2018. The risk profile of our new lending is very different today than it was 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. Each borrower goes through advanced number of credit checks. We look at the credit bureau data, we look at population registry data, we verify mobile numbers, emails, we look at all sorts of information on the customer, on top of the information that the customer directly gives us. Additionally, every single borrower provides us their bank statement. We use that data in the bank statement to automatically calculate affordability, as well loan affordability, as well as risk credit scores on each and individual borrower. In addition to the individual borrower selection or underwriting process, Go&Grow has a number of additional safeguards. The portfolio is highly diversified with over 100,000 borrowers. All the returns above 6.75% are held back as reserves and reinvested. And third, there's a strong cash reserve and incoming cash flows from the underlying portfolio that support the instant withdrawal. Go&Grow, I think in April, Go&Grow in April will be already 4 years old. And through this period, we've been able to consistently provide 6.75% return to all of the investors using the product. So let's take another question. This question is from Pedro. Hello, Pedro. And he's asking, what is the exposure to Russia and Ukraine? Can a long-term conflict and the maintenance of sanctions to Russia jeopardize the Go&Grow liquidity or return rate? As said before, Pedro, there is no direct exposure to Russia, Belarus, or Ukraine. We do not do any business there. The overall impact is also limited, as exports to Russia make up a small fraction of the total exports of our credit countries. The main impact we're expecting is similar to the rest of Europe, and that is temporarily for higher energy prices until Europe is able to change its supply chain. We do not expect any changes to the portfolio that would not be covered by the safeguards we put in place. That includes the reserves, the diversification, and the strong customer affordability and credit scoring processes. Next question is from Anonymous. Hello. And the question is, will there be an option to invest more than 1,000 euros per month the next time? We are working today on a product that gives investors the ability to invest more than the month limit. We will release information on this shortly. So stay tuned, make sure that you check out our blog, our social media, and our newsletters. The next question is also from Anonymous. Hello again. This time the question is, will there be a product with a higher interest rate of 6.75%, or is there a chance that the Go&Grow interest rate is raised in the future? Today, we believe that Go&Grow provides excellent value at 6.75% return. The investors of Go&Grow benefit from solid and stable returns. They benefit from fast liquidity, and they benefit from a very fast and simple and clear user experience. If we look at the products that we benchmark against those values, then we think that today our return still far outperforms alternative products. As a result, we don't see a need right now to change the product. I'm going to now take a question from Simon. Simon is asking if the Russian invasion also involves Estonia. Do you think you have adequate margins to leave the Bondora business intact? Russian invasion of Estonia is incredibly unlikely. Estonia is part of NATO. Estonia is part of European Union, and Estonia is part of Eurozone. However, as said, we have disaster recovery safeguards in place to deal with unexpected big natural disasters as well as macro events. Our data centers in Germany and in the cloud. Our people can work remotely, not connected to Estonia, and we continue to invest in putting our money across multiple banks in Eurozone. So it's our capital, investor capital, is in multiple banks in multiple countries. At the same time, once we have those investment, we have those disaster recovery plans, and we feel very, very safe about Estonia. As part of our growth plan, we're looking to diversify investments across a large number of new countries. Those countries will be in the Eurozone and as well as the rest of European Union. So eventually, even major macro events in a single country will not have any impact on our returns. And that's why we're now working on the growth plans to start credit operations across Europe. So today, Go&Grow is stronger than ever, and we have sufficient reserves, so there's nothing to be worried about. There's so many questions that I needed to take a sip of water. I'm going to take the next question from Bill, and I'm going to take then a few more from Slido, and then I'm going to switch to the live chat. So let's check out what's going on there, and then I'm going to finish off eventually with a few more on Slido. So next question is from Bill. Hello, Bill. Bill is asking, do you have children, Pärtel? How old are they, and where do you think is the safest place to live now? Yes, I do have children. I have daughters who are 5 and 7. Thank you for asking. And I think Estonia is a very safe place to live in, and I have no plans to relocate. Estonia is part of the European Union, Estonia is part of the Eurozone, and we're part of NATO. So alongside a well-funded military and strong interior security services, we have a lot of allied troops here. Plus, although the climate is a bit cold, not warm, it's very, very safe. It's very, very nice. So if you haven't yet come to Estonia, then visit us. And if you want to work in Estonia, go to our careers website and check out the job opportunities. And I all invite everyone here. So I personally feel my kids are super safe in Estonia. Next question is from Anonymous. When will PayPal service be available? To be honest, we removed all payment services from the investor product some time ago. And the reason for that was that the fees the payment services were charging were actually substantial. So although it improves user experience, then only 10-15% of our customers were using payment services instead of SEPA. But the money we had to invest in paying for those payment services we thought is better invested in the solid and stable return that Go&Grow offers, the fast liquidity, as well as a very simple and clear and fast user experience. So we've decided to use that money that we paid for the payment service providers and reinvest it in the product. Another question from Anonymous. Hello. What expansion do you plan for 2022 and 2023? Are any new markets considered? We are working on a number of new products and markets. I think the only thing I can really share right now is that in terms of markets, we are targeting only the ones in European Union. But as said before, throughout the year you will get updates, regardless if we do something that directly impacts investors and their user experience, or we go into new credit markets, or we launch new credit products in the existing market. So stay tuned. I'll now take the next question, and then I'll switch over to the live chat. So this question is from Andres. Hello, Andres. And he's asking, what will happen if the war is going to be local? How can Bondora keep the investment stable? And how fast can Bondora change the location? So, as I've said throughout this session, a war in Estonia is extremely unlikely. But of course, we have disaster recovery safeguards in place. So, data centers in Germany, money is spread across multiple banks in Eurozone, and our team is able to work remotely regardless of the location of the country. So, anything happening locally in Estonia, even that risk is already hedged. Like said before, we take risk management very, very seriously, given that the company already has gone through a number of crises in the world, plus we were born out of the 2008 financial crisis. So we've put a lot of effort into figuring things out and even hedging for cases that are extremely unlikely. So let me switch now to the live chat. I'll try to take a few questions from there. So let me see. Okay. So I'll take first the question from Herr. Hello, Herr. When is black theme coming for Bondora? Dark mode is live in the app. At the current plans, we have no I don't think I know of doing a dark theme also in our dark mode in the web product, but if you don't have the app, then please download it. It's available both on iPhone and Android. And I think dark mode was released there a few weeks ago. If you don't find it, reach out to our support, and if a lot of people don't find it, then obviously we need to fine-tune the user experience. But if you have the latest updated version of the app, dark mode is there. I'll take the next question from Gabriella. Gabriella is asking, how do you think consumer lending will react to rising inflation? Disposable income is likely to drop. Any views on rising defaults? Thank you, Gabriella. It's a good question. There's a couple of things that will happen if inflation continues to rise. In many countries, including Estonia, most of the inflation is connected with energy prices. Even before the war in Ukraine, due to different supply-demand issues and electricity stations being on renovation, the energy prices already spiked. So we've gone through this, I'd say, energy crisis on super inflated levels already a few months ago on a micro level. And we were able to deal with it on that level. However, if we look at the broader picture, then if inflation continues to rise and the central banks start to increase the interest rate, that will also mean that the interest rates of credit products will increase. So the inflation growth will effectively be covered by also the interest rate growth on the market. Additionally, in terms of disposable income, what we're seeing also in Estonia, whereas inflation was higher than the rest of Eurozone, also at the same time, salaries were increasing fast. So the effect on net income or the sort of inflation-adjusted income has not been there. So given those two components, that interest rates will also adjust, and they're not like fixed forever, and disposal of income is increasing through increases in salary, then we're not expecting an impact on the defaults, given the current environment and macro data we have at our disposal. Next question is from Michael. Hi, Michael. Has the safety buffer for Go&Grow that was mentioned and that holds return over 6.75 a set limit? Meaning, is there a point where additional revenue gets distributed to investors? No. The answer is no. If you read the Go&Grow terms, then the Go&Grow terms set out from the beginning, since inception, how Go&Grow is structured. So, and there were a number of key building blocks that we thought through when Go&Grow was designed. So the first part was diversification, so that investors get small, super small fractional ownership of hundreds of thousands of credits, which means that their portfolios are extremely diversified, and individual impacts on borrowers or different industries or different regions are not going to impact the entire portfolio. The second part of Go&Grow that was designed from the beginning was this reserve or risk buffer. And based on the terms and conditions of Go&Grow, all of the reserves, regardless of the absolute amount, continue to be in Go&Grow and basically build an ever-increasing buffer to make sure that Go&Grow is a super safe investment product. And the final thing that was built into Go&Grow from the start was the liquidity, which is supported both by cash reserves as well as high cash flows from the underlying portfolios. So, short answer to your question is there a point where additional revenue gets distributed to investors? No. All of those components are necessary to make Go&Grow a very safe product. I'll take the next questions from Emmanuel, and then I'll take one more. So, hello Emmanuel, and the question is, hello from Italy. With the current developments in the war and the sanctions imposed, could there be problems with our invested capital? As said before throughout this session, we have no business in Ukraine, we have no business activities in Russia, we have no business activities in Belarus. There is no direct impact. Also, the economic impact on the countries where we issue credit is likely small. Russia makes up only less than 5%, or like between 4 to 5% in Estonia and Finland that are neighboring countries, and much less in Spain. We are expecting to see an impact of the crisis through higher energy prices, but the same effect we're seeing already in Europe. We've already gone through this in Estonia due to other reasons than the war, due to local supply and demand issues. And when it happened, we saw that consumers were able to adjust their spending. Plus, since very, very early crises, we have built the tools within Bondora that allow borrowers to adjust their monthly payments to the changing financial situation. So even short-term fluctuations in energy bills that are most typically have the biggest impact in the winter months, we expect, even if this risk materializes, we have already mitigation plans that we have used through the previous crises. So the last question is from John. Hello, John. Why can't Estonian companies invest in Bondora? I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago when we stopped accepting companies as investors. The reason being is that, first of all, there was very little demand. I think only less than 1% or something like that of investors were companies. Secondly, supporting companies created a lot of overhead because of much complex AML background checks. It's much more complex and much more hard to go into the background, do the background checks across companies, especially across Europe. So we didn't want to discriminate and only allow companies in Estonia or companies in Switzerland. Therefore, we focused and we decided that we focus on providing an amazing service to consumers and private individuals all over Europe, rather than companies. If in the future, there are better databases and better central sort of registries across Europe that provide API-based access to company data and the data on its owners and ultimate beneficial owners, we of course will revise it. But based on the state of the legislation and based on the state of the tools available from the governments accessing the data on companies, just the user experience of servicing companies and the complexity was too high. So that's why we decided to focus on private individuals. So sorry, John, unfortunately, we currently can't support your Estonian company. So let me switch back to now Slido. There's so many questions there, but we have a bit of time. If you need to go, you can go, just in case. I'm saying that our session is being recorded. You'll be able to access it, and I will also send a short email summary as well about the main questions that you asked and answered. So if you have, if you've planned only 30 minutes for this session, then you can access it later on. But there's so many questions that I'd like to sort of cover more of them, so I'll just continue. So I'm going to take up the famous anonymous again. The question is a free payout planned, for example, once a year, or an automated payout? Today, the withdrawal from Go&Grow is only €1 per withdrawal. We actually tested automated payouts also, maybe last year or a few years ago. And at that time, although this feature was, I think the highest requested feature on wish list, the actual adoption of people using it was super low. So given the withdrawal process is already very simple, like it's one click on the app or in the web, and the money is in your accounts in seconds all across Europe, 24/7, then we just see that there's no need for additional automation. Just get our app, set it up, and whenever you need to access your Go&Grow account, few clicks and you can get the withdrawal to your account in a matter of seconds all across Europe. So that's already amazing user experience. Oh. So let's rock on. Next question is from Ben. Hello, Ben. Bondora and Crypto. How does this fit together in future? To be honest, we still see substantial unmet development or unmet sort of opportunities in the different forms of retail credit in Europe and in other developed countries. So I don't think we're gonna do anything in crypto or in sort of like substantial new asset classes anytime soon. Maybe it will change, but right now, at least the foreseeable future, we're focused on providing, consumers in Europe access to products that allow them to spend money, grow money, and save money. New asset classes may be part of that setup in the future, but today we're more focused on products that are very simple to understand and where we can see mass adoption. Next question is from Dr. Degenhardt. Hello. He's asking, Oshi, are there plans to expand lending to America and Asia to achieve better diversification and prevent local crises from having an impact? Today we are working on new markets in the European Union. Long term, of course, we want to go global, and we've mapped out and analyzed a number of countries all across the world. However, like first things first, we need to first capture the opportunity that's close by in the largest single market, because operating in Europe allows us to operate cross-border. It's similar time zones. There's a lot of standardization. So the first focus on European Union. If we're able to achieve our plans here, then of course, as we want to look at where to go wider, then we have two options. Either we move into new territories, or instead focus on new products. But that question or dilemma will be something that we will deal with in a few years. But first comes European Union. The next question is from Ioannis. Hello, Ioannis. When investments with debit card is going to be available? I assume you're talking about a card product. A card product is one of the many products that we're currently working on. So given it requires a number of partners, then I currently cannot forecast when we can actually launch it or when we can share any very specific details about it. If your question was about how to invest using a credit or debit card, then basic answer here is more or less the same as we discussed earlier on PayPal. Payment options, PayPal, debit cards, various other online payment options actually cost a lot of money. That money is better invested in the product to provide strong and stable returns, and to improve the user experience, as well as to support the liquidity. So that's why we haven't added it yet. Either way, we're interested in the card product or using your card to pay money into Bondora. Now you hopefully have an answer. So next question is from Jan. Hello, Jan. If God forbids Russia enters Estonia, how fast can I withdraw my money from Bondora? I hope this will never happen, but this is my concern right now. We've gone through Russia and the crisis a number of times. I want to just, restate that Russia invading Estonia is extremely unlikely. And we have a number of, disaster safeguards in place, for all kinds of major events, be that natural disasters or macro events. But specifically about Go&Grow, the product has been on the market already now for 4 years, and investors have been able to access their investments instantly for most of the time. Throughout this 4-year period, there was only the first 3 months of the Corona crisis that corresponded to the financial markets crash, where payouts were slower, with investors getting their withdrawn amount paid out per day rather than 100% instantly. There was 3 months where there was a slower payout process. Everyone got 100% of their money. Ever since then or after that, we've always been able to pay out the money instantly all across Europe in seconds. So that was, the Corona crisis was 2 years ago. So today, Go&Grow is very, very stable. And there are sufficient returns in the portfolio thanks to a very well diversified portfolio. Returns, created through excess reserves and daily cash flows further support the Go&Grow product. So we feel it's very safe, and it's already battle tested for the past 4 years and going through a massive Corona crisis. So we're now already 40 minutes in. I feel like going on a bit, so I'll take the next question. So that's from Anonymous again. Is my investment safe, and can you keep up the 6.75% return? So short answer, yes, and it's thanks to high diversification, reserves created through excess returns above 6.75, as well as additional cash reserves and the daily cash flows from the portfolio. Next question is also from Anonymous, slightly on a different topic now. And the question is, can I use the Bondora app to invest in stocks? So You can today use the Go&Grow app to invest in loans issued in consumer loans. We are working on a number of products that increase the types of credit products we're offering to borrowers. However, we're at the moment not doing anything on stock markets. If this is something you'd like to see in the app or any other features, then let us know in YouTube Live, or use our wish list, or reach out in any other way. And we're given enough market demand, we can look into those options. So next question is from Michael. Hi Michael, how can I work at Bondora? That's a very, very good question. We are actually hiring a lot. So Michael, you can see all our openings at www.bondora.group. Even if you can't see anything that you like or that fits your background, reach out to us, because some of our hiring positions are kind of already recruited before we hit the market. So reach out to us either way. Share what you're looking to do and what you want to do. I want to sort of stress here that since the start of the Corona crisis, we've hired a lot of people 100% remote. Of course, there's initial sort of onboarding period in one of our offices, and thereafter, with a certain frequency, the team gets together. But so we're happy to accommodate people from Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Portugal, Italy, Spain, or wherever you might be right now when you're listening to this. So check out open positions and apply. Most of the open positions are in digital marketing, data, product and engineering. Probably there's some other stuff as well. Like I said before, check them out. If you don't see anything you like right now, still reach out, and we can take your profile and reach out back to you when we have something that fits your background. So thank you. And then go to Bondora, www.bondora.group. So a little advertising as well to support our recruiters. Paul is the next one with a question. Hello, Paul. I'm not going to read out the German question. I'm going to quickly try to figure out more or less what it is. If I understand it correctly, sorry, Paul, if I don't, then Paul is asking if we plan to increase or change the interest rate from 6.75% in the long term for Go&Grow. I said before, today, in terms of the alternative products, which have stable returns, are liquid, and are very easy to use and access, Go&Grow provides excellent value at 6.75%. And we've been able to deliver it already for 4 years straight. Now, next question is from Anonymous. Is this war going to affect any expected return in the accounts? So thanks, Anonymous. As discussed, we don't currently see a major impact on that we're already not managed or already not hedged for. Ben, hello Ben. Ben is asking, what are the plans for Bondora for the next year? Expansion. Yes, we're investing a lot into new products as well into new markets. So it's a very exciting time. We're looking to double the number of markets we operate in. We're looking to bring on market products that both borrowers and investors, or current borrower product users and investment product users, can use. So there's a lot of things going on. So stay tuned, and you'll find out as soon as we're able to release them. We're already 45 minutes in, so I'm gonna take a few more from Slido, and then I'm gonna check if there's anything in our live chat, and then we're gonna wrap up, and you can continue with your other daily chores. So I'll take the question from Sebastian Schultz from Slido. Hi Sebastian. What will you do to help Ukrainian citizens? As mentioned earlier, we've decided to do our part by donating to humanitarian aid organizations in Ukraine. Additionally, we're working with refugee organizations in Estonia that deal with Ukrainian refugees coming to Estonia. So to provide money, employment opportunities, housing, and necessary access to necessary services and goods. We will additionally work on various direct impact projects that the community, in Estonia and in Ukraine kind of fundraises directly from us. So on top of these activities, we continue scouting for opportunities where we can have a direct impact, visible impact, where we can help either through our capital or through our people at Bondora. So now I promise I'll take the last question from Slido, and then I'll see if there's anything else on the live chat. So the last question is from the very famous Anonymous. Hello. At times of rising inflation, will there be a rise for Go&Grow to 7 or 8%? Currently, we have not yet seen increases in the bank deposit rates or in the competitive products. However, in case of consistent and constant long-term inflation, which central banks do not predict, they expect a short-term chinks, driven by the supply chain constraints as well as the energy situation, then interest rates on credit agreements to consumers will also be impacted. So in return, Go&Grow is able to sort of get to a new equilibrium to pay out higher returns. However, at the moment we're not seeing a need, and we believe that the 6.75% return continues to be highly competitive, given it's stable, it has it's a highly liquid product, and it's very simple. So that's our position now, but we continue to monitor, and we can't impact the macroeconomy. So if anything we need to change, of course we will make those changes. So I'll take now a few more questions from live chat, if there's anything new there, and then I promise hopefully 5, 4, 6, 7, maybe 10 minutes I'll wrap up. So let me see. Okay, so I have a question from Salvatore. Hi Salvatore. Is in Bondora plan the possibility to reinvest the interest, to put them directly into the capital without outgoing and incoming withdrawal? If you set up Go&Grow, then you don't have to reinvest anything. Everything happens automatically. So if you set up Go&Grow and invest €1,000, then all of the returns are automatically reinvested. If you happen to use our older products like Portfolio Pro and Portfolio Manager, then if they're on auto invest mode, then there as well everything should be happening automatically. So my recommendation, use Go&Grow, and it's already all baked into the product. You don't have to do anything. Set it up, go check in on the progress on the app. Add more money when you want to, and want to grow your portfolio. If you need to access the money, withdraw it. That's simple. I'll take the next question from Andrea. Hello, Andrea. Hello. I really do appreciate this way to communicate with investors. I like it as well, as you see. I don't want to stop even. Can this be done on a regular basis, maybe one time each quarter? Obviously, it can be done more, So the answer is yes. I leave it to my team to decide what's the best frequency, because it really depends on the community. We've done it so far at times when there's more questions, but I'll talk to my team and ask them to figure out what's the best way to do it, because I like it a lot, and I think it allows us to explain things a bit more deeper than it's otherwise possible through newsletters and other communication we already send out. So thank you, Andrea, for this recommendation. I like that I'm popular. So I'll take now a question from Eric. Do you have plans to stop Portfolio Pro and Manager? the usage of these products, Louise, so not Louise, Eric, is very, very low. So we don't have any immediate plans to change anything. However, that means that we're not sort of like maintaining or supporting or adding new features there as well. So if anything changes, we'll let you know. However, most or almost all of our efforts on the investor product side go towards the Go&Grow app. So now, last up, Louise, whose question I already picked up. And Louise is asking, hi there, are you planning to go on the stock market any soon? Greetings from Köln. Louise, hello. First, at this moment, we have no plans to do initial public offering or go to the stock market. Obviously, eventually, that's part of our plan. When is the best time to do that, and you know, when do we need to do that? It's unknown. Right now, we have been profitable, I think, since 2017. So we've been profitable in 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So 5 consecutive years of growth and profitability. We've built up strong cash reserves. We've hired a lot of amazing talent, experienced people, and now we're looking to combine, you know, that talent with the capital and the assets we've created over now 14 years we've been in business, and you know, put that all used for delivering an amazing and aggressive and ambitious growth plan. So when we need to raise more money to further accelerate, then of course the stock market is one of the options, and if we do that, then you know, all of our investors today are welcome to be our shareholders at that moment of time. And on that nice question, Louise, thank you. I'll basically wrap up. It's been amazing. There was probably a few questions that you know, are left for the next session. There was a lot of amazing questions. You know, I hope I answered most of it, but you know, if there's anything left for next time, then I'll speak with my team to see how we can improve the frequency. And you know, until next time, I thank you for your continued trust and support. And if you have any questions or concerns, or simply want to find out how you can help Ukraine yourself, then please reach out. So, thank you.